3 goes here at the GSL Code S. In the upper right.
Samsung Galaxy Can Solar.
Can't believe how good game 1 was.
Yeah.
What a treat.
And game 2 was actually really good also, even though it was a very quick rush game.
Down here in the bottom left, we have our Protoss.
Gene Green Wings Avenge.
I love how Avenge is playing Tasis, really, because we were talking about how this guy just hasn't quite done what the other guys have. Maybe is a little bit lower in skill, but he's making up for that with being clever. You know, he's doing things like a 10-gate, 3-gate rush into DTs off 1 gas. He's doing things like a hidden Nexus that doesn't get found for a long time on a big map.
Probes there.
Yeah, he's got some great strategies lined up for today, and he's evening up the playing field. He is a threat today. He is someone that may ruin someone's chances that could have gotten out otherwise.
Absolutely. I mean, he could even get deep in this entire GSL. That's totally possible.
Maybe. I mean,
if he beats Solar and beats one other player, that could.
It's still a long road, but yeah. You're completely right. If he's able to pull it out in this group, we have 3 players in this group that if you saw them in the round of 16, you wouldn't be surprised at all. You'd be like, oh yeah, no, those guys are absolutely the quality that could be top 16 in this GSL Code S. And you know, they're players that anyone would like to see up there. So if he can beat them, that's a big deal.
That's a draw of the Korean casters there.
Oh, I thought that was you and me and the Phantom caster.
So we have the Cybernetics are going down. Now again, note Avenge going for 1 base play so far.
That's right.
Let's see exactly what he tries to do from here, though.
I think this is just going to be an expansion, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like it.
What will he do with this expansion? Because he's getting a lot of gas early on here, so there's some sort of plan with this, some sort of sneaky type of plan. And looking at this, Solar has the perfect counter build. He's gone double hatchery before his spawning pool, and when you open up with a regular timed gateway like this, there's normally not a lot that you can do as long as Zerg is on top of you.
Well, here comes that Nexus that we were talking about over here. And this game's going to slow down just for a little bit here as they start to tech up.
That's right.
Protoss is going to be getting a Cybernetics core next.
What do you think he's going to go for here? He starts his Warp Gate. He's getting a Stalker to push out this Overlord. But we're definitely going to see a tech building very soon, like within the next 20 seconds or so. Is this going to be a Twilight?
I think it's a
Robo?
Twilight. I think it's a Twilight.
A Twilight?
Yeah.
Maybe,
I think it's going to be a very middle-of-the-road Twilight build, get a few Stalkers, Sentries out, and then expand to a 3rd, maybe?
I think it's going to be a Robo.
Think so?
I think it's going to make a Robo at the front. I think this is going to be an in-your-face Immortal push.
Huh.
I think it's going to be the type of Immortal push where even if you see it coming, you know that he might still kill you with it if his control is good enough.
Well, let's see. I mean, this is a map where you certainly could do an Immortal push.
Yeah. Definitely seen it before.
I mean, whoa. What are those drones doing? Okay, I think they were right-clicked on the Overlord.
Yeah, it might have been.
That's pretty bad, though. You don't want to have that happening. It's 2 less workers.
Yeah, we can see mistakes like that from time to time.
Okay, so he's getting 2 more gates now. Are you sure he's still going to get a Robo?
No, I'm not. It's really hard to say, but going up to 3 gates, like he could put on some pressure with this. The gates are lined to finish up with the Warp Gate research. And you know what? If you go for this Nexus into like a 3-gateway Stalker attack against slow Zerglings, that's going to actually be something that can do a lot of damage because you can just out-micro your opponent once again. And in fact, we even see a Spine on the way. He realizes that he might be in a little bit of trouble here.
Okay, the Ling's speed has started up now. And again, we have no definitive tech here from Protoss. He's just starting to move out now. He's got those gates up. I don't know what the story is here with these Lings. Which are not really being microed that well.
They really want to kill off that pylon. Yeah, look at that. And he's still continuing to try to kill off pylons here, but with the Mothership Core coming up, he's going to be completely fine and safe with this pylon. 4 Stalkers out already, and slow Zerglings just cannot take those on.
Okay, so he's basically driven the Zerg back a little bit here. I mean, slow Stalkers, it's such a big difference between Speedlings and Slowlings.
Yeah.
When you have I mean, really, Lings just can't engage Stalkers. Watch, they just get kited.
Yeah, that's right. But when that speed upgrade does finish, they can definitely kill him if there's enough of them. Now, we do have speed on the way. Avenge uses some nice micro to kill off the spine.
Nice control there.
Yet.
Oh my god, really nicely done.
Wow, even going to pick off some Overlords here. A lot of damage starting to pile up, but this is a lot of Lings, and speed is about to finish.
Now note that he doesn't have any more energy on his Mothership Core.
Yeah, that is a big deal, but it does do damage as well, so he can use it to help fight against these Lings. Speed does finish up, starting to surround some of these Stalkers. Some Zealots being warped in to help them out, but he does lose 3 or 4.
The Roach Warren has almost finished as well here. And from here, Avenge tries to take a third base. So this was a really interesting strategy. He actually went for 3-gate pressure after Expand. And followed that up with an Expand of his own, and then a Forge when the rush started to not work.
Yeah, a really cool build here. He's killed off Overlords, Zerglings. He's forced the drones to stop. There's actually more probes than drones out right now. He's got a decent set of units as well, and if he doesn't have to cancel this base over here, then I think he's going to be in really good shape.
Okay, we have the Lings spotting the third base here. But I don't know, by the way, for Avenge up here, I don't think Avenge can do any more damage. I think it's actually time for Avenge to go back home.
I totally do agree with you there. In fact, he might lose some extra units here. It looks like he overstayed his welcome, Tasteless. Those Stalkers could be caught by these Zerglings. Of course, the Zealots are going to die. That's really painful. He needed those units back home to help defend.
Yeah. Well, this is, one thing about when you do rushes like this is that you have to know when your rush is not working anymore, and when you're actually no longer, pressuring or scaring your opponent, but you're actually just giving stuff away.
Yeah, it's very important indeed.
And I think that what Solar's doing here is probably one of the best moves he could do right now. Is to take the gold base when he realizes his opponent is actually overextended in that rush.
Well, right now we actually have 2 Stargates on the way, so this could actually change everything once again. If he goes for Void Rays, he can easily go kill that gold base. There's very little anti-air, and oh my god. But we do have a scout coming in. That's a big deal.
So seeing that, I mean, the element of surprise is basically gone. Meanwhile, we have Solar coming down now. He's got a lot of units. He's actually making a lot of units, Roaches and Lings. He can come down here and possibly deny the third base.
Well, if he can do that, it's going to be fantastic. But with Void Rays popping out, I'm not sure how long this attack can keep going. Look at that. 3 cannons, very well defended third base. And until he has Hydras, these Void Rays that come out are going to kill everything.
Okay, regrouping over here is Solar. Just going to try to see if he can't find any angle to attack in here. This gold base about to finish up, and he'll send a whole bunch of drones over to that location.
Yeah, certainly.
That's not one of these places you just start slowly building up the drone count. You actually transfer a lot.
Yeah, and we see actually he's even already gotten the gases there, so really focusing on that gold base economy. We do have these Void Rays coming up before we have any anti-air, though.
This is timed out, in fact, so that he's going to get there right as that hatchery finishes, so he's most likely going to be able to kill the hatch.
Yeah, this is actually a really nice move there. We'll see if he actually can get it. We do have Hydra starting to pop up over there, but in the meantime, this is a strong attack by Solar, and oh my god!
It goes down.
Wow, really well done. He even warps home with these Void Rays to help out in his defense, and he's going to push these Roaches back. Avenge is doing everything so fantastically today.
Well, it's amazing. I mean, he's had a lot of difficult situations thrown at him, and he's actually managing to maneuver out of them and come out on top.
You know what? This is what StarCraft's all about. This up-and-coming player. We haven't seen him. He's going up against these proven badasses, and he is playing the games of his life right now in front of the biggest crowd he's ever been in front of. This is pretty fantastic.
We got more gates about to finish up here. He is getting a Dark Shrine again.
Well, the Dark Shrine, we'll see what that can do for him. Might be able to sneak in some DTs.
Before.
Yeah?
I haven't seen a game where this guy hasn't used DTs in.
Yeah, he's pretty sneaky with
them.
By
the way, he uses DTs a lot more than the other Protosses out there.
Yeah, well, I think that he just realizes when he gets a little bit of an edge in pressure, and he can kind of sneak out some DTs and maybe get ahead with it. But we'll see if Solar's going to be ready for it. This is a lot of Hydras mixed in, so those Void Rays aren't as good.
Man.
Yeah, he's only got 3 sentries. I'm a little bit scared for Avenge right now.
Okay, Solar's coming down now.
Well, he does bring these
This
Void Rays
is
to
a
the
lot
side.
of Hydras, man. I think the angling, though, might be too good for the Protoss. The way these Void Rays are up here on the high ground.
Might be.
Cannon.
Look at him trying to target down these Roaches. The Roaches get pulled aside. Great micro there by Solar. He realizes that the Void Rays will tear his Roaches apart. And in fact, targeting down those Void Rays as much as he possibly can, trying to spot right there with the Overseer.
Look, he's actually trying to target it with the Overseer.
Yeah, he wants to get rid of that, so his Void Rays are harder to see. And in fact, now that allows him to warp in some DTs as the Dark Shrine finishes, so he should be able to kill this off. Is he going to lose the Nexus, though?
We can see some targeting here on the Nexus and then some targeting elsewhere. It's getting lower. I think that the Zerg might have actually, I think the Zerg, yeah, he got it. Okay. That was a tough one to call there, but yeah, he's spotted it.
But look at this. So many DTs. They're going to be able to shred through this whole army. There's no detection here right now, and every Hydra goes down in a matter of seconds.
The next step for him is to start going for that gold base, going up there and trying to take that out.
Mass
but it's
DTs.
It's 2 bases right now for Protoss to the 4 for Zerg. And one of those Zerg bases is a gold base.
This is really rough. And you know what? He's forced to make some Archons as those DTs have overlived their usefulness. But Archons and DTs both are weak against Hydras and Roaches. It's really hard to make them do anything. So his army is really poor right now. Tasos' economy not as good as Solar's. Despite his fantastic play and bringing Solar to the edge here in game number 3, I think Solar's going to be able to finish him off.
Yeah, I got to give this game to Solar right now. I think Avenge has been doing a great job, but you really got to look at the supplies here. 178. Well, as I say that, 180 to 95 right now. So, I mean, it just seems like Protoss just does not have enough.
Yeah.
As you can see, more and more Zerg units trickle down here. And that's going to be a GG. Solar wins with a 2-1 against Avenge.
Wow, really well played by Avenge, though. We have to give this guy a lot of props.
Well, look, I had no idea he was going to play. He's going to deliver games that were this dynamic.
Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place with his strategies. He's willing to take big risks. He's willing to make really strong moves early on.
Yeah.
This is a kid that you might have to look out for in the future.
You know what? He still might get out of this group.
I still think it's a hard climb up, especially since we've now seen a big range of what he can do against Zerg. We have 2 Zerg players here. They both have definitely watched this and studied it and said, okay, this is what Avenge can do. He's going to put on a lot of pressure, sneak in some DTs, maybe add a couple Stargates when you don't expect it. But if you expect these things, they're a lot easier to stop.
Fantastic games, especially game number 1. That's a great way to start up the day. We're going to go to a short little break. When we come back, we're going to be going on to our second best of 3 here at the GSL Code S.